Alright guys, I thought there was only one Saint John, the Baptist, but there's the Apostle Saint John as well. So I made a bit of an error here. I've got all the relevant information as well. But
Jesus Christ to the entire world as the true divine God, and he is the Son.
that's actually not true, but anyway.
The Gospel of John was written around 100 AD. So 535 years came after the Gospel of John. John is an eyewitness, my dear Muhammad. John is an eyewitness. He lived with Jesus.
He also gave up Jesus, but anyway.
Islam came in 635.
Once again, we proved that wrong.
But it was shown to them as if it was Jesus. In fact, they say
What is,
the entire world as the true divine God, and he is the Son of God. You go to the Islamic faith, I need to cut it short. You go to the Islamic faith, they will tell you two things.
anyway, bottom line, there's two Saint Johns. There's John the Baptist and John the Apostle. Alright? Now, in saying that, I went through all the data I pulled in a short amount of time. Right? There's nowhere written that Jesus called himself God ever, not once. He made his references to himself as the Messiah, yeah. He made references to himself as a prophet, a rabbi, yeah. The Jews view him as a prophet as well. So if we correspond to everything, all religions do agree on a few things. Jesus was the Messiah, all right. In Christianity, in Islam, and Judaism, we all believe the same thing. He was a prophet. We all believe that. He was son of Mary. We all believe that. What else? But nowhere did Isa, Jesus, ever say that he was God. So I also read some statistics and see what AI's analysis was. And in other words, what I'm telling you is, if you want to look at a different perspective, nowhere in any holy text does it actually clearly state that Jesus was God. Nowhere. So in other words, anyone that's reading these books, we could just be misinterpreting things the way we want to interpret it. Bottom line, that's what I'm saying. In other words, everything that's written, we can just be interpreting it as such, if that's how we choose to interpret it. But nowhere does it have any concrete information that Jesus said he was God, or made any references to himself as God. All that's been written that people come to the conclusion that he was God is through interpretation of what's written. Nothing rock solid. That's what I'm saying. But we've got rock solid that he was a prophet, a rabbi, and the Messiah, rock solid. And clearly shows that early Christians just viewed him as a man and a Messiah and a prophet. Nothing else. That's original Christianity. Original Christianity viewed Isa, Jesus, as a prophet, a rabbi, a Jew, and the Messiah. Nothing else. Only after the Bible was written, then people started making references to Isa as God. Previously to that, no Christian did. And I've got clear evidence of that. So as long as everybody was going from the Holy Book of Evangel, the Eos Evangelios, the original book of God to Christianity, the original word of God to Christianity, As long as everyone was going off that, no one was making any references to Isa, the prophet Isa, as God. Not even once. Only after the King James Version of the Bible came out, the Second Testament, that's when people started making references to Isa as God. That's what I'm saying. So originally, Christianity did not view Isa as God or the Son of God. None of that. Only after the Second Testament was written. And if you want to look at it at a psychological point of view, using just psychology or psychiatry without a religious aspect, somebody that's going to view themselves as God, the Son of God, and divine, that's called multiple personality disorder. And if somebody refers to themselves as God, that's called the God complex. So somebody with multiple personality disorder that was reading the Holy Book of Evangel, if he wrote it through his view, will write it like calling Jesus God and multiple this and multiple that. So in other words, what I'm telling you is King James could have been suffering of multiple personality disorder, and he could have had a God complex, and that's why it was written the way it was written. And we're all just, whoever reads it interprets it the way that they want to interpret it. That's what I'm saying. Theoretically speaking, that is a tangible theory. That's what I'm saying. Either way you look at it, concrete evidence, nowhere does it say Isa was God. He never made himself out to be God. And it's a bit hard to get baptized as God, being God, and the Son of God by a saint at the same time. I've got a whole lot of questions here. Please, can somebody interpret this for me? Because I'm a bit lost here. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit wrong, a little bit sketchy on a few things. You know what I mean? But I'm just going to go off somebody's interpretation. I'm just saying. Technically, don't hate me for bringing the truth. That's the truth. I'm going to post it now. Alright? Appreciate you guys. Bye.